Greetings. This is HF Swartz, also known as Mr. Blacks. So today I just want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a very long time, and I would have discussed this with a few people, and that is how we as the Africans are an asset. A lot of people say that Africa is the richest continent on earth, inhabited by the poorest on earth. And that is very true to a huge extent. However, Africa in itself, its resources, its positioning, the land, and all the resources beneath the land itself is an asset. But I think the most important asset, which we most of the time miss in all of this, is the people themselves. We, the people, are the most precious asset of this continent. We are the most important asset of our countries that makes up this continent. And I think until we take that into cognizance, we will not necessarily value what we possess in terms of land, material, within that land, and use it as it's supposed to be used, or protect it as we are supposed to protect it. And I don't see the politicians doing that for us. I don't see corporate doing that for us. I think it is the people who has to come to the realization that they are the asset, they are the most important and valuable resource this continent possesses, and change our mentality in relation to ourselves as a people, in relation to ourselves as Africans, and use and channel our energies in investing more in ourselves mentally, in terms of consciousness about ourselves, our continent, our cultures, and our communities, and all the relations that we could build to only enhance ourselves, and after enhancing ourselves, hopefully with time, be able to harness the resources that we are so blessed with, that are so bestowed upon us as a people. And I think one of the things that I've learned is that we're supposed to be the architects of our future. Somebody said that the best way to predict the future is to invent it, is to create it, and we can only do that. That, at least that's my argument, if we look at ourselves as the asset of this continent. In that way, we'll be able to not only cherish ourselves, but we will not we will value what we possess as a people and use it as such. So before you look at the land and whatever is within the land, before we look at anything that have been said to be the asset of this continent, think about yourself as such first, as the most important asset or resource of this continent. And if we look back into history, perhaps the world, after all, we have built the world as we have it today. Think about that. Engage me, if you will. This could be a conversation for hours. But again, this is videos, so I try to keep them short. So until the next video, look at yourself not just as an individual roaming the continent without value or whatsoever, but look at yourself as an integral part of this continent. Look at yourself as the most important resource and asset of this continent. And perhaps how we relate not only to each other, but to the continent itself will change. Until the next video, I'm out.